Hello students, today we will try to understand the concept of electric field lines. We will see what electric field lines indicate. We will see how to represent any charge or charge distribution with the help of electric field lines. We will also see that if you have system of charges, how field lines get distributed for more than one or two charges. Along with that, we will also learn what are the characteristics of electric field lines. So, let us start. Consider some positive charge, say plus q. What will happen if we place plus 1 coulomb charge somewhere around it? So we know that if we place plus 1 coulomb charge, there will be some repulsion and the plus 1 coulomb charge will try to go away from it. Let us put it at some other point. Now we know that there is repulsion between our plus 1 coulomb charge and plus q coulomb charge, and so wherever you place plus 1 coulomb around it, it will be pushed away. So overall we can say that the are indicating the lines of force experienced by unit positive charge. In other words, we can say that this outward arrows are representing direction of electric field around positive charge. So that indicates that the positive charge can be represented by outward arrows. If we have to represent electric field of positive charge, we can make use of outward arrows. What if we have negative charge q and plus 1 coulomb placed around it? We know that it will get attracted towards it, and that is true wherever we place our unit positive charge around this minus q coulomb charge, and hence we can say that for positive charge plus 1 coulomb charge tries to go away, whereas for negative charge it tries to get towards the negative charge, and hence negative charge can be represented by arrows going inside or inward arrows. Hence we can say that any positive or negative charges hence we can say that any positive or negative charges can be represented by arrows, maybe going outside or inside. If it is positive charge, which is positive point charge, we can say that the arrows are going outward like this. And what if the point charge is negative? We can say that fine, we'll represent it by inward arrows. The problem comes if you have charges of different magnitudes. Say I have three point charges A, B, C, and all the three are positive, but A is smaller than B and B is smaller than C. C is the charge with highest value. How do I differentiate these three if I have to represent them by electric field lines? Okay, so that is also possible. We can represent A by some number of outward arrows, B with slightly more number of outward arrows, and C can be represented like this. So any point charges, may it be positive or negative, we can always represent electric field of point charge by arrows. For positive charge, outward arrows; for negative charge, inward arrows. And how do we differentiate between charges of higher value and smaller value? By changing number of arrows. For smaller charge, the number of these arrows which are representing electric field lines can be less, whereas for higher value of charge we can say that we have more number of electric field lines and so have larger number of arrows. Now let us consider another situation where we have two metallic plates with positive and negative charges as shown here. We have positive charge on one side and negative charge on other side, and we have one more situation very similar, but this time we have positive charge. The amount of positive charge is less, and so as amount of negative charge, it is also less. So What will happen if we place +1 coulomb charge in first situation? Obviously, we know that +1 coulomb charge will be pushed away from positive charge, and it will be attracted towards negative charge like this. And no doubt if it starts moving towards negative charge. What will happen if we place +1 coulomb charge in our second situation? Here also the attraction is very obvious, but there should be some difference as compared to first situation. The difference is here when you place +1 coulomb charge, it will start moving towards negative charge but slowly. And then we can say that compared to first situation, in second situation the electric field is less. Now how do we represent this with the help of electric field lines? What I want to represent is that in first situation I have electric field, in second situation also I have electric field, but in second situation electric field is weak as compared to first situation. How do we represent it? With the help of electric field lines. So for that we consider electric field lines represented by straight arrows which are parallel to each other and at same distance with respect to each other in both situations, but in second situation the number density of arrows is less, or we can say that the gap between these arrows, look at the gap between the arrows is more. Arrows are well separated as compared to first situation. So with the help of the separation of arrows we can emphasize on intensity of electric field. In first situation here, if you see, look at the gap between arrows, the distance is less, and so we can say that this electric field is stronger as compared to the right side situation, second situation. So we can say that uniform electric field can be represented by parallel arrows, and intensity of electric field can be represented by distance between the arrows. Now what if we have point charge? Okay, if we have point charge, consider say positive point charge. Look at the gap here and gap between the arrows here. The distance is more, and here distance is less. What does it mean? That if you place +1 coulomb charge somewhere here close to the unit positive, close to the given point charge, then it will experience more force, whereas if you place your +1 coulomb charge somewhere here at larger distance, the field experience will be less. And that is true for negative charge also. For negative charge, the electric field of negative charge is strong when you are close to the charge, and electric field of point charge is less when you go away from point charge, and that we represent by increasing distance between the arrows, distance between the field lines. So we can say that uniform electric field, which is constant everywhere, is represented by parallel arrows, and non-uniform electric field, the electric field of this positive charge or negative charge, which are point charges, is non-uniform electric field. Why non-uniform? Because as you go from one point to another point, the intensity of electric field changes, and hence it is non-uniform electric field. So for uniform electric field we use parallel arrows which are equidistant. For non-uniform electric field, the distance between the arrows change as we go from one point to another point. Now let us consider a situation in which we have some positive point charge placed close to another positive point charge. Now we know that both are having same amount of electric field, but and place it say somewhere here, or maybe here, or maybe here. So wherever you place unit positive charge, it is influenced by this charge as well as the other charge, and so what it will do, or in other words, how do we represent electric field of such system with the help of electric field lines? Not only for this, we can also have system of one negative charge and other positive charge. Or else we can have system of two negative charges of equal magnitude placed close to each other. So there should be some way of presenting electric field of such system where you have two charges, maybe like charges or unlike charges. So in case if the system is comprising of two equal and opposite charges, the electric field lines can be shown like this to represent electric field. See, any charge placed here will follow this path and go to negative charge. So this is the field line, or this is the line of force of electric field. This indicates that in the middle region the electric field is strong, because here both charges are influencing the third charge in same direction. As we go away from this region, the separation of the lines is increasing, which indicates that electric field intensity is falling, it is decreasing. What if we have system of two like charges? That can also be represented like this. See, in this diagram, here we don't have any electric field line. What does it mean? That here if we place any charge, it will not experience any force, because influence of this charge and influence of this charge both will be same in this region, and so any charge placed here will experience zero resultant force. So there is no electric field, there is no electric field line, and elsewhere it will follow this path. So this is how we can represent electric field of a system of two like charges or unlike charges when they are equal in magnitude. But what if the system is having two charges which are not equal in magnitude? You can always have situation in which positive charge is bigger than negative charge, or out of two positive charge one is larger as compared to other. So how to represent electric field for such system? Okay, see, this is how we can represent electric field of situation in which we have one positive charge small in magnitude as compared to other. You have more electric field lines here as compared to the other charge. True with the system of two negative charges also. This is smaller negative charge as compared to the other one, so field lines here are more. And this diagram is indicating system of two opposite charges, but positive charge is smaller as compared to negative charge. But you can always represent electric field of such system, and true here also. Here we have two opposite charges, but positive charge is having more value as compared to negative charge, and so field lines are more. So we can represent electric field of such system also, where you have two opposite charges and they are not equal in magnitude. But we can always represent their electric field with the help of electric field lines. So overall, we can say that any positive charge, if it is point charge, we can represent it by outward arrows. Any negative charge can be represented by inward arrows, and we can compare the value or magnitude of the charges by looking at the number of field lines. Look at A, B, and C. Now we should be able to state that C must be having more value, or magnitude of C must be more as compared to A, because the field lines of A are less as compared to C. So we can not only indicate the charge is positive or negative, we can also describe whether charge is of higher magnitude or it is having less value. And with the help of electric field lines, we can also represent system of two equal and opposite charges, or system of two like charges. Now there is something which we should not forget here. Consider two equal and opposite charges, and let us consider just one field line for this. What if we have some point charge, maybe unit positive charge, placed at this point? What it will do? We know that the positive charge will push it away and negative charge will pull it towards it, and so as a result it will experience force in the direction indicated by tangent drawn at that point. Consider the point charge to be placed at some other point on the electric field, where it will go. So we can say that just draw tangent, and tangent will tell you what is the direction of electric field at that point. So on electric field line, at any point you draw tangent, and tangent will show you direction of electric field at that point. And this is the reason why two electric field lines can never intersect each other, because if they intersect, we can say that at given point two tangents can be drawn, and then two tangents will indicate two directions of electric field. At one point you cannot have two directions of electric field, and so two electric field lines can never intersect each other. So let us now conclude. Now we know lot many things about electric field lines, and let us make list of characteristics of electric field lines. Now we know that any positive charge can be represented by outward arrows, and negative point charge can be represented by inward arrows, or we can say that field lines start from positive charge and field lines end at negative charge. Now we also know that if we know the direction of electric field when you have many charges, and if you want to know what is the direction of electric field at any given point in the system, you just have to see electric field line and draw tangent. Wherever you want to find out direction of electric field, draw tangent at electric field line at that point, and tangent will indicate direction of electric field at that point. We also know that two electric field lines can never intersect each other, because if they intersect, at point of intersection we can draw two tangents. So what if we can draw two tangents? Is it problem? Yes, it is problem. The problem is two tangents indicate two directions of electric field, and at one point you must have unique direction of electric field. You cannot have two directions of electric field at one point, and so two electric field lines can never intersect each other. Then we also know that if we have charges which are not moving, for stationary charges, electric field lines start from positive charge, they end at negative charge. But electric field lines of stationary charges do not form closed loop. If you have single positive charge, electric field line will come out of positive charge and go up to infinity. Electric field lines will not come back. So electric field lines of stationary charge or stationary charges will not form closed loop. And by looking at the distance between electric field lines, we can represent intensity of electric field. If separation between the lines is more, we can say that electric field is feeble, electric field is weak. And field lines are close, very close to each other, we can say that electric field is strong, intensity of electric field is more. Similarly, we can also represent uniform and non-uniform electric field with the help of electric field lines. For uniform electric field, we consider electric field lines which are parallel to each other and which are having same distance. So these are the characteristics of electric field lines, and that is all we should be knowing about electric field lines at this point. Thank you.